Baby Snooks is quite different than the first. And I hope you will enjoy it. I think most of us probably are more familiar with Baby Snooks than Mr. President, at least as far as old radio shows might be concerned. Of course, Baby Snooks was developed by and performed by one of the well-known actresses of her day, Fanny Bryce, or Fania Barach of New York, known as Fanny Bryce. Lived from 1891 to 1951, died early at age 60. She was a comedian with the Ziegfeld Follies, created and starred in Baby Snooks beginning in 1944. It was on CBS and then on NBC from 1944 to 1951. And so she was playing the Snooks character through those years. She started after she had attended a party with friends, just an informal get-together, and I don't know whether they were playing charades or what, but for some reason she started talking like a little girl. And consequently, she developed the character of Baby Snooks. And that's how it started, and that's how it continued. So, in '64, Funny Girl, the movie featuring Barbra Streisand, told the life story. There was the biography of Fanny Bryce, who played Baby Snooks. And Fanny Bryce died within a very short time, within months, after the last episode appeared on the air in 1951. In 1968, then, a movie Oscar was won by Fanny Bryce, by Barbra Streisand, playing the movie version, and '64 was the stage version on Broadway. Two of the songs that she sang and were well known, My Man and Secondhand Rose, which is a fun one, and we won't try to sing it now, but we all enjoy it. So let's take a little segue here and try Baby Snooks, appearing in, I believe the title is Report Card Blues. And the announcer for this show is approaching the microphone.
Has arrived at the microphone. The Baby Snooks Show. Starring Fanny Bryce as Baby Snooks with Hanley Stafford as Daddy, and brought to you by Tums.
My daddy loves 'em.
Does acid indigestion and heartburn hit you after your juice and coffee in the morning? Well, just eat a couple of Tums and see how Tums sweeten your stomach almost instantly. You'll feel better fast. A couple of Tums after lunch and after dinner let you enjoy your food without fear of acid indigestion and heartburn. Get Tums tonight and always keep them handy. T-U-M-S. Tums for the tummy, guaranteed to contain no soda. Still only 10 cents a roll, 3-roll package a quarter, everywhere. And now to Sycamore Terrace and the Higgins family. Well, to adults, the first of the month usually means bills, but to children it's even worse. It means report cards. So now let's go to the 4th grade of the Sycamore Grammar School, where the teacher, Miss Teasdale, is passing out the bad news.
Yes, Harvey, you did very well this month. And now I come to Snooks Higgins. Snooks?
Yes, Miss Teasdale.
Do you see this card I'm holding in my hand?
Yes.
Do you know what it is?
The Ace of Spades.
No.
The 7 of Clubs.
No. It's your report card. And just listen to these marks. Spelling 40, arithmetic 40, and how do you account for this one? History 10.
I guess I've been spending too much time on spelling and arithmetic.
Snooks, these marks are abominable. And to think that one of my pupils should make such a horrible showing. Oh, I'm so ashamed.
Well, don't expect any sympathy from me.
Snooks, don't you dare be impertinent. If anyone should be ashamed, it's you. Your report card sets a new record for low marks for the entire school year.
I set a new record?
Yes.
Gee, and I wasn't even trying.
Snooks, I've wasted enough time with you. I have other pupils, you know. Now you just take this report card home and see that your father signs it.
But he'll spank me.
Perhaps you deserve it.
I'm afraid to show it to him.
You'll just have to face the situation.
I don't mind facing the situation, but he makes me back into it.
Snooks, I want that report card back here tomorrow morning signed by your father. Now we'll hear no more about it.
All right.
Vera, it's very important that the dinner be perfect tomorrow night for Mr. and Mrs. Weemish.
Well, what's so important? We've had them here before for dinner.
Well, the firm's opening a new plant, and I'm hoping to be the manager of it. If we give them a good dinner, maybe he'll become expansive and offer me the job.
Well, I'm having turkey,
Fine.
cranberry sauce,
Good.
and I think I'll make some of those dumplings like my mother makes.
Your mother's dumplings? Yes, they'll expand anybody.
Oh, is that so? My mother's dumplings are wonderful. What's wrong with her dumplings?
Well, they're just like your mother. Heavy, lumpy, and don't agree with anybody. And just when you think you've got the things settled, they start talking back.
Lancelot, my mother happens to be a very fine cook, and you know very well she used to run a restaurant.
Yes, I remember it very well. It was the only restaurant whose cooking was listed by Duncan Hines as subversive.
Very funny.
It's true. Believe me, your mother's food was dedicated to the overthrow of the American stomach by force and violence.
All right. I won't make dumplings. I'll make my own special biscuits.
Oh, you will? Really? Your own special biscuits?
Yes.
Oh, Vera?
Yeah.
Make dumplings. Now, let's see. With turkey, I think a white wine would be good.
Daddy?
Please, I'm busy.
But Daddy, this is important.
Look, I'm planning a dinner for my boss and his wife. Later.
But I want you to do this now.
You always have to bother me. Look, is it something you can do yourself?
Well, I guess so.
Then do it yourself.
But Daddy...
Do it yourself.
Well, all right. If you say so.
I do say so.
Well, if he wants me to do it myself. Lancelot Higgins. There. My report card is all signed.
Snooks Higgins?
Yes, Miss Teasdale?
About this report card of yours. You've signed your father's name to it, haven't you?
Sure.
How can you lie? Did you say sure?
Sure.
You mean you admit that you signed your father's name to your report card?
Mm-hmm.
Why, that's forgery, Snooks. You can go to jail for it. Now, why did you do it?
I can go to jail for it?
Yes. Now, answer the question.
I refuse to answer on the grounds that it might incriminate me.
Snooks, you answer the question, or I'll have you held in contempt of school. Oh, now you're making me do it. Now, come on, Snooks. Unless you want me to drag you down to the principal, you tell me why you forged your father's name to that report card.
Well, he told me to. He made me.
He made you? I don't believe it.
It's true. He was busy planning dinner for his boss.
Oh, poppycock.
No, turkey.
I mean, it's a lie. No parent lets his child sign his name to the report card.
Well, he did, and he didn't even look at it.
Snooks, you're lying, and I'm bringing this to your parents' attention at once. Now you come with me.
I demand to see my lawyer.
Oh, come on.
I can't believe it, Lancelot. Miss Teasdale said Snooks forged your name on her report card.
That little delinquent. Where in the world would she get an idea like that? But then, what can I expect with a family she comes from? Your side, of course.
My side? Now stop that.
Oh, Vera, are you ignoring the fact that some years ago your brother was put in jail for selling surplus war materials?
Well, that was unfair. Lots of people sell surplus war materials.
Yes, but not while the war was still on.
All right, so Louis was the one exception in the family.
The one exception? How about your Aunt Mabel, the shoplifter? She'd steal anything.
Aunt Mabel is not a shoplifter. She's a kleptomaniac. It's a disease with the poor woman. She's been going to a psychiatrist to find out where she got it.
Well, I don't know where she got it, but I guarantee she stole it. Well, anyway, I'm glad she's going to a psychiatrist.
Well, she's not going anymore. The psychiatrist discharged her.
Oh, then she's cured?
No, he got sore when he discovered his couch was missing. But look, let's stop this. Snooks is the problem. You'd better have a talk with her right away.
A fine time with the Weemishes coming over any minute. How can I keep my mind on anything?
Well, you've got to settle this thing before they get here.
Oh, all right. How can you lie like that, you little monster?
I ain't lying. You told me to sign the report card myself.
Why, I'd never do a thing like that. That's ridiculous.
Oh, no, it ain't ridiculous. You were busy with the dinner for the Weemishes, and you told me to sign it myself. You did.
Don't tell me that. I remember no such thing. And I have a memory like an elephant. I never forget a thing, do you hear? Not a thing. No, where were we? Oh, yes. Now, why did you play hooky today?
It was the report card.
Oh, yes, the report card.
Yeah.
Well, where did you lose it? I mean, why did you sign it?
'Cause you told me to.
Snooks, you're lying. I never do such a thing.
Well, you did, and I ain't lying.
You are.
No.
And if you don't admit it and promise to tell only the truth, you're not getting any of the wonderful dinner we're having for the Weemishes. Now look, it's not so terrible as long as you admit it. All of us lie now and then. I've lied. I even remember once when your mummy lied.
When was that?
When she told me someday I'd have a child. The point is, unless you admit a lie, you'll go on lying. And then it'll become a disease, just like chickenpox or the measles.
You mean I'll break out in fibs?
No, I mean it'll get you in trouble. Now look, maybe I can explain this better with a story. It's about a little girl who started out just like you. Signing her daddy's name to her report card and then lying about it. She wound up in a prison.
What's her name?
She doesn't have a name, she has a number. 671435928.
That's pretty long to remember. Doesn't she have a nick number?
No.
Well, I want her to have a nick number.
Oh, stop.
Oh, I want her to have a nick number.
All right. We'll call her 6 for short. Now let me get on with the story. When number 6 was a little girl, she got away with forging her father's name to her report card. From that, she went into forging checks. Then she met a man who was also a liar and a criminal.
What was his name?
We'll call him 8. Now, when 8 and 6 met, do you know what happened?
14?
No. They became a pair of thieves operating as a team. Finally, they got caught robbing a bank. He's in jail for life, and she's still got 10 years to serve. Do you want this to happen to you?
It can't happen to me.
Why not?
Because I didn't lie in the first place.
That does it. You're going to admit you lied and promise to tell the truth hereafter if I have to spank it out of you.
But I haven't been lying.
Oh, you're still putting up an argument, eh? Take that. Take that.
I promise, I'll just tell the truth hereafter.
That's better. Now get washed up and come to dinner with the Weemishes. And don't be long.
I'll get even with him.
It's simply wonderful, Mr. Wilson. I'm like a new woman. I can't believe it. No, I just can't.
Hey, wait a minute. What's wonderful?
Wonderful, wonderful. Tums, of course. Thanks to Tums, I've said goodbye to sleepless nights from acid indigestion. I just take a couple of Tums at bedtime, and it puts me
And drift off to dreamland pronto. Yes? Tums settle and soothe upset stomachs almost instantly. Relieve heartburn, ease over acid distress away, so you can enjoy 8 hours of natural sleep every night, thanks to Tums. Natural sleep that peps you up as only natural sleep can. The natural sleep that follows Tums.
I love Tums for their convenience, too. You don't have to measure, mix, or stir anything. Just eat those good Tums like candy.
And remember, friends, in spite of skyrocketing prices, you pay not 1 penny more for Tums. Tums are still only 10 cents a roll, 3-roll package, a quarter, on counters everywhere. Buy the big economy box. You get 12 10-cent rolls for only $1. Get TUMS, Tums for the tummy, this very night. And always keep Tums handy. Well, Snooks is pretty mad at Daddy. Daddy falsely accused her of lying and even spanked her for it. But right now, everyone's busy making final preparations for the dinner Daddy's giving his boss, Mr. Weemish, and Mrs. Weemish, who haven't as yet arrived.
Oh, gosh, I hope everything goes all right, dear.
Oh, don't worry. It will.
Now, let's see. I'll sit on Mrs. Weemish's left hand. You sit on her right. Now, what'll we do with Snooks?
I'll hold her legs down.
You stop that. You'll sit over there next to your mummy. And for heaven's sake, use your table manners. I don't want the Weemishes to think we raised a little pig. Thank heavens Uncle Louie won't be here. His manners are just ghastly.
Well, I think Uncle Louie is very polite at the dinner table.
Oh, you do, eh?
Yeah, whenever you pass him something, he always tips his hat.
You're not supposed to be wearing a hat in the house in the first place. And forget Uncle Louie. It's your manners I'm worried about.
Oh, stop picking on the child, Lancelot.
Well, I don't want to be embarrassed in front of the Weemishes. Some of her eating habits are terrible. Snooks, I don't want to see you soaking up the gravy with the bread. Only a big, dirty pig does that.
But I like gravy.
Well, that's too bad.
Can I suck it up through a straw?
No! And another thing, I don't like your habit of standing up when you want something and reaching way out with your hand. You have a tongue. Use it.
All right, but my hands are much longer.
I mean ask for what you want. Say, may I have the water, please? May I have the butter? May I have the roast beef?
I thought we were having turkey.
All right. May I have the turkey?
It ain't ready yet.
Do you have to take everything so literally?
Oh, Lancelot, please. Don't be so stern with her. She's promised to tell the truth from now on. You don't have to keep being angry with her.
Oh, all right, all right.
I wonder what's keeping the Weemishes.
Oh, it's probably Mrs. Weemish, the old sourpuss. Sometimes I wonder how Weemish can stand her.
Well, he's no prize himself. He looks like an old walrus.
He does at that. And after he's had some of your mother's dumplings, he'll probably sound like one.
How did they ever meet in the first place?
I don't know. But there's a rumor they both belong to the same aftershave club.
Say, how old is Mrs. Weemish anyway?
I don't know. To me, she looks like 120.
She does, doesn't she?
Of course, all those wrinkles don't help. What a face. She looks like a St. Bernard. Oh gosh, when are they gonna get... Oh, there they are now. Snooks, answer the door.
All right, Daddy.
And don't forget, this is a very important dinner for us. I want to make a real impression on the Weemishes.
I'll do everything just like you told me.
Good. Now, go answer the door. Well, dear, in a little while, we'll be having dinner with the Weemishes. And who knows, maybe it'll mean the manager's job of the new plant.
Oh, I'm sure it will, dear.
Oh, Martha, this turkey is just delicious.
Oh, yes, it certainly is.
Well, I'm so glad you liked it.
This bread tastes so good soaked in this wonderful gravy. Snooks, would you mind passing me another piece?
All right. If you want to be a big, dirty pig.
What?
Snooks!
Well, that's what you said about people who soak up their bread in the gravy.
Never mind what I said. You see, she misunderstood me, Mr. Weemish. Why, we always soak our bread in the gravy. I think I'll soak a piece myself. Let's all do it. Vera, a piece of bread to soak in the gravy?
Love it. Love it.
Mrs. Weemish, a piece of bread to soak in your gravy?
Oh, all right.
Snooks?
Not me. I'm no pig.
Snooks! Do you want to leave the table?
Well, I'm just saying what you told me before.
Forget it.
Yes, yes. Let's change the subject. Really, Mr. Weemish, it's wonderful having you and Mrs. Weemish over again. It's been so long.
Oh, yes, indeed. Because it's not just business. I think a lot of you, Mr. Weemish.
Oh, you do?
Yes, sir. And so does Vera.
Yeah, and they think you're an old walrus.
Well, isn't that... What?
Snooks! How can you say such a thing?
It's easy on telling the truth, like you said.
An old walrus, huh? Well, I guess I know when I've been insulted. Coming, Martha?
Oh, sit down, Harold. You are an old walrus, because where's your sense of humor?
Well, I don't like it. How'd you like it if they thought you were an old walrus?
Oh, they don't think she's an old walrus.
Well, thank heavens for that.
They think she's an old sourpuss.
What?
Snooks!
And you look over 120 and you got a face like a St. Bernard.
I've got a face like a St. Bernard? Well, I like that.
Well, I like St. Bernards too. You ever carry a keg of brandy under your neck?
Mrs. Weemish, please. She doesn't know what she's saying.
I do too. And you spanked me, so I promise to tell the truth. So that's just what I'm doing.
I've never been so insulted in all my life.
Oh, please, Mrs. Weemish, please. It's all a mistake, really.
Well, Harold, don't just sit there. Do something serious. Fire them. Yes.
Fire him? But I haven't finished eating.
Harold?
Oh, can I have a few more potatoes first and then break off the relationship?
Harold, what did I say?
Yes, I do have a few more potatoes, Mr. Weemish.
Higgins?
More cranberry sauce?
Just a bit. You're fired!
More stuffing?
A spoonful, maybe. You're through! Never has my wife been so insulted as she's been here, in your own home. And I won't stand for it, you hear? I won't stand for it! Pass the gravy.
Why, certainly. Won't you reconsider, Mr. Weemish?
No, we won't reconsider. And Harold, I'm not staying here another moment. Come home. Come home this instant.
All right.
Harold, you seem to be taking the fact that I've been insulted rather lightly.
Oh, I am not. I'm coming. Yes, Higgins, I cannot tolerate such impertinence and behind the back disloyalty as you directed against me and my wife. I'm absolutely furious with you, and I wish nothing further to do with you. Would you mind wrapping this up for my dog?
Mr. Weemish, and perhaps another piece of bread to soak in the gravy?
Well, Harold.
Good day, Higgins.
But, Mr. Weemish...
Coming, Harold?
Yes, and do you have a Tums there? Oh, those dumplings.
Here you are, Harold. Now come on.
Vera, I'm fired.
Yes, sure looks like it.
You little monster. Come here.
I didn't do nothing. I just told the truth after I got spanked for lying.
Yes, you told the truth all right, and this is what you're getting for it. Now, what have you got to say for that?
Make up your mind.
Kunkel, you're supposed to be my friend. Now put your legal mind to work and tell me how to get my job back.
Oh, this is really funny, Higgy. You spank Snooks into promising to tell the truth. Then she crosses you up and tells it at the wrong time.
Yeah, you just can't trust that kid. All the messes she gets me into, sometimes I feel like quietly dropping her off a bridge.
Higgy! Don't even talk that way. You couldn't do a thing like that.
I know I couldn't. There isn't a bridge around here for miles.
You know, Higgy, sometimes you're a pretty preoccupied fellow. How do you know Snooks wasn't telling the truth about signing her report card in the first place? Maybe you told her to do it without realizing it.
But I wouldn't be that absent-minded.
Are you kidding? I remember the time you left to take out care of the kids and also prepare dinner. They got you so nervous you didn't know what you were doing.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I do. When I came in, the roast beef was in the bookcase. And you were in the kitchen basting the latest book of the month club selection.
Hey, wait a minute. You're mentioning dinner brings something back.
Yeah?
Well, yesterday, when I was busy planning the dinner for the Weemishes, Snooks did ask me for something. And I think I told her to do it herself. Good heavens, the kid wasn't lying. And this whole mess is of my own making. Now I'll never get out of it.
Oh. You know, there's one thing you can try, but it'll mix things up even more.
What is it?
Take Snooks to see Weemish and have her tell him that she was mad at you and everything she said was lies.
But to do that, I'd have to ask her to lie. And after spanking her for that very reason.
Ironic, isn't it? But can you think of anything else?
I'm going to hate myself, but what else can I do? We'll see you later, Conk. Mr. Weemish will see us in a minute. Would you please do what I ask, Snooks?
I see. You want me to be a liar, huh?
Well, honey, there's a difference between a bad lie and a good lie. Good lies are called white lies.
They are?
Yes, and the ones you're going to tell are white lies.
Maybe. But I think there's a little tattletale gray around the edges.
Please, honey. I made up with you for spanking you, didn't I? I bent down and let you kick me as hard as you wanted, didn't I?
Yeah, and I gave you a real good kick.
Of course, I don't think it was very fair of you to put on ice skates first. Please, honey, will you do it?
All right, but you're making a liar out of me.
I know, and I'm ashamed.
All right. Come in, Higgins.
Yes, Mr. Weemish. Come on, Snooks. Well, it's very nice of you to see me, Mr. Weemish. I was afraid maybe you wouldn't.
Never mind that. What do you want?
Well, Snooks can explain. Go ahead, Snooks.
Well, Daddy spanked me, and I wanted to get even with him. So everything I said was a lie, just lies.
That's what you wanted Snooks to explain, Higgins?
Yes, Mr. Weemish. Well, will you explain that to Mrs. Weemish and let me have my job back?
Higgins, do you take me for an idiot? The things Snooks said couldn't be made up by a child. They were too natural. You and Vera said them all right. And you have the audacity and the lack of moral integrity to bring your child here and make you get your job back? For shame, Higgins.
I'm sorry, Mr. Weemish.
However, I've never had such a wonderful dinner and such a wonderful time in years.
A wonderful time?
I couldn't show it. I'd be afraid to. But when Snooks called Martha a sourpuss and told her she looked like a Saint Bernard, I could have died. I've been wanting to call her a Saint Bernard for years. Oh, Higgins, I love you.
But what about my job?
Oh, take a week off. By the time you get back, Martha will have forgotten all about it. And Snooks?
Yes, Mr. Weemish?
Snooks, I love you, you little monster.
And I like you, you old walrus. See, Daddy? It always pays to tell the truth.
Yes, Snooks, and I promise I'll never lie again.
Yeah.
Say, hello, Snooks.
Hi, Mr. Wilson.
Where are you going?
Oh, the ice cream parlor. See? I got 40 cents.
Where'd you get that much money?
Well, I said a naughty word and my mommy gave me a dime not to say it again.
But where'd you get the other 30 cents?
I said 3 more words.
This sounds like a profitable business.
Yeah, you got some naughty words for me? I'll split with ya.
Well, I'm afraid not, Snooks. But better not let your daddy hear you using naughty words.
Well, where do you think I learned them? You should hear him when he gets mad.
Never mind, Snooks. It's probably your daddy's worry nerve that's bothering him. Everybody has one, you know. And when hurry and worry starts it acting up, it immediately bothers your stomach that starts pumping acid. Then comes acid indigestion, heartburn, and all the miserable distress of acid-upset stomach. That's why it's so wise to always keep Tums handy. At the first hint of acid indigestion, eat a couple of Tums like candy. See how quickly Tums soothe away your distress. Makes you feel fine again in no time. Get TUMS, Tums for the tummy right away. Still only 10 cents a roll, a 3-roll package everywhere. Now here's Snooks again.
Well, Snooks, things turned out pretty lucky after all. But I certainly learned my lesson. Next time I'll think twice before I disbelieve you.
I'm glad, because Robespierre just had an accident, and it ain't my fault.
Robespierre? Accident? What happened?
He took his hard nose and slammed it into my poor little fist.
Oh, I see. It was really his fault.
Yeah, and then he did something even worse to me.
Oh, you poor kid. What did he do?
He took the seat of his pants and kicked me in the little toe.
And none of this is your fault, eh?
No.
Oh, good night, Nellie.
Good night, Sam. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, all you Snooks. Especially I want to thank the whole cast here of Baby Snooks Show, Report Card Blues. The announcer was Dave Sanchi. The role of Baby Snooks, Donna Amesmeyer. Be hard to not think of her in the next show. Think of her as Baby Snooks. Miss Teasdale was played by Sue Gajinski, and she also played the woman giving the Tums commercial. Yes. Daddy Higgins was played by Jay Summerfield. And Mrs. Higgins, Vera Higgins, was played by Kathy Juarez. And Harold Weemish was played by Tom Duggan. Nell Brennan was Martha Weemish. And Mr. Kunkel was Andre Dawson.
Dixon.
Now,
Dixon.
pardon?
Dixon.
Dixon, Andre Dixon. Starts with D and 2 syllables. Okay. I also want to thank Andre for his good work on the shows, the TV productions. I want to thank Marty for his excellent work, our Foley man, and especially for shows as different as these 2 shows were tonight. I want to thank John Gelsomino and Lorenzo Cordova for their good work on all the audio and visual. I want to thank Ellie Babka, who couldn't be with us tonight, for all her good work behind the scenes, her work with the scripts, and her work with the show over a long period of time. And of course, our thanks to the township supervisors who support the program and enable us to do this for some years now. I don't know how many years. I'm sure Ellie would be able to tell us, so thanks very much to the members of the township board.